This is Big Island Video News for Aloha Friday, July 20th, 2012. I'm Stephanie Salazar. 3 veto override attempts were on the agenda for the Hawaii County Council meeting in Kona on Thursday, but they were postponed. The 2 geothermal issues got the most public testimony, both pro and con, before many learned that the vote was to be postponed. The mayor recently vetoed 2 bills dealing with geothermal energy, one a change to the Relocation and Community Benefits Fund, and another mandating an emergency plan be presented to the council by August. Also, the mayor vetoed Bill 262, which would have applied any fund balance in the county budget at the end of the fiscal year in excess of $5 million to the post-employment benefit account. At least one testifier objected to the postponement of the override vote on the geothermal matters. Wallace Ishibashi of the ILWU testified that he was surprised to learn of the postponement and thought it was improper. Council Chair Yagong called to postpone the vote so that Puna Councilman Fred Bloss would be present. Bloss was the only council member absent. He was attending a previously scheduled meeting in Honolulu that was set well before the override vote was scheduled. The council now has 30 days from the date of the veto to attempt an override of the mayor's vetoes. The neighbor islands will receive $3.44 million to purchase new county buses, Hawaii's congressional delegation announced on Thursday. Millions from the U.S. Department of Transportation's 2012 State of Good Repair program is coming to Hawaii Island. Hawaii County will get $1.2 million to buy new county buses, according to Hawaii's congressional delegation. Kauai and Maui are also getting more than $1 million, part of the $3.44 million neighbor island total. Honolulu will get $5 million. A burglary at a home in Nanavali Estates has led to charges against a 37-year-old Pahoa man who is also under arrest for an unrelated theft in Kona. Jesse Robert Murray now faces 1 count of first-degree burglary and 2 counts of second-degree theft for allegedly breaking into a house of a 32-year-old Pahoa man on June 13th and making off with several items valued at $2,500. When Murray was arrested on July 17th for this incident and for an unrelated theft case in Kailua, Kona, detectives recovered several of the items taken from the Nanavali home. Police ask that anyone with information on recent burglary activities contact either Detective John Rodriguez Jr. by telephone 961-2384 or by email, or Detective Royce Sarau by telephone 961-8810 or by email. Or you may call Crime Stoppers at 961-8300 in Hilo or 329-8181 in Kona, and you may be eligible for a reward of up to $1,000. This Saturday, visitors to Imiloa Astronomy Center in Hilo will be able to control some of NASA's latest rovers designed for off-world colonization. On Thursday, we reported how NASA is returning to the slopes of Mauna Kea in preparation for future space exploration. The 9-day field study is being held on Hawaii's highest mountain, where the soil is most like volcanic plains on the moon or even Mars, to test a device designed to map the distribution of water ice on the moon and drill into the lunar surface. Big Island Video News has joined the space agency on Mauna Kea for similar tests in the past. Now the Pacific International Space Center for Exploration Systems, PICES, along with NASA, the Canadian Space Agency, and scientists with the European Space Agency, will host a viewing of these robots from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Imiloa's rear parking lot. There are also free special presentations by NASA researchers Anthony Colaprete and Richard C. Elphick, scheduled at 10:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. They'll shed lights on the capabilities of the lunar rovers. Also, a free presentation of Moonwalk, provided by the Pisces team, will be at 11 a.m.
Aloha, everybody.
Hawaii Governor Neil Abercrombie announced on Thursday that the state of Hawaii is on track in its goals toward economic recovery and sustainability. In this video, streamed live from Oahu, the governor was joined by Budget and Finance Director Calbert Young and Department of Taxation Director Fred Pablo in announcing that the state has concluded its 2012 fiscal year with a positive ending balance and a bump in tax revenue.
Back when we first got started about 18 months ago, I said we're going to have to play all 4 quarters here. We were coming out of a very, very difficult set of fiscal circumstances, and I'm here to report to you today at the end of the first fiscal year that we've had complete ownership of, if you will, from the transition from the previous administration, that we've moved from a $200 million plus deficit into a positive balance of in excess of $300 million. We are going to be restoring services that have been cut.
Examples of the basic services that the governor wants to restore include the hiring of inspectors in the Health, Agriculture, and Land and Natural Resources departments.
The agricultural inspectors that we needed to have to keep invasive species out. A few of those folks got cut. The whole place was decimated as a result. And what happened? Invasion of coqui frogs and so on that are changing our ecosystem, unable to detect them. The attack of mites in not just where bees were concerned, but with coffee. A key industry in our diversification of agriculture, both for consumption locally and for exports. We have to have those inspectors back on the job. Rat infestation, vector control.
The governor also reiterated his commitment to other administrative priorities in need of funding. They include restoring the state's watersheds, investing in early childhood education, and updating the state's technology system.
We have a lot of programs and expenditure needs that still have yet to be met. The state is by no means in a financial condition of where it was at its peak condition, and we are definitely not at a position where we have fully restored all what we would consider critical services of government. But having said that, I think when we stop and take a breath right now and take a look at where the state currently is, there is reason to be optimistic. There's also reason to be very glad in terms of our efforts that we've done over the last several years to put the state into a better financial condition.
A free room makeover for the Child and Family Services West Hawaii Domestic Abuse Shelter is on the horizon thanks to the new Pier 1 import store in Kailua Kona. As part of the grand opening celebration taking place this Saturday and Sunday, $5,000 in Pier 1 Imports furniture and home accessories is being donated to enhance the shelter's common areas. Volunteers from the Kona store will help to install and oversee the room makeover, which will be unveiled in August. The 24-hour facility provides emergency shelter, food, transportation, and counseling for abused partners and their children. The Kailua Kona store, which held a soft opening on June 22nd, is the 5th Pier 1 Imports location in Hawaii and the first on the Big Island. The 5th annual Hakalau Bay Paka Aloha Honua Festival is set for this Saturday. Organizers say this year's theme is Sustain Our Surf, with a focus on watershed and ocean stewardship, protecting Hawaii's rich ocean heritage, and raising public awareness of the impact people have on water resources. The annual event allows everyone a chance to recognize and thank volunteers who are working to restore Hakalau Bay Paka. It's also a day of education on the importance of preserving and promoting recreational and cultural resources. There will be activities for the entire ohana, like the Hakalau Hang 10 Keiki Surf Contest, interactive booths, guest speakers, the Paka Pull, and a community service project leading to a festive celebration.